Well, hey, everybody. I'm going to give folks just another minute or so to kind of get logged in. I know that for some of you, this is like right around the lunchtime hour, unless you're my West Coasters. It's still really early for my West Coasters, but I know my Central time zoners, and even my East Coast SNHU students that this is just that lunchtime here, right? So I'll give everybody kind of a couple minutes. Wanted to double check that sound was coming through loud and clear. Just a quick reminder, today's session is for students in week 6 of SNHU 107. We're going to talk quickly about your week 6 assignment, and then we are going to kind of be reminded about the amazing support services from our amazing academic support team. And then we're going to run through that final project and what to expect for week 7 and what to do, and just making sure that you feel really confident about week 7. Just so y'all know too, with the chat, I sometimes cannot hear the chat see the chat when I'm in presenter mode. So if anybody has questions and stuff, I will spend time at the end going through the questions and stuff that are in the chat. Like if somebody says that they can't hear anything or there's no sound, like stuff like that, then please have them just check their volume and help them. Sometimes logging off and logging back on helps too. So you just like never know, which is always really exciting, right, with technical stuff. So y'all, are we ready to get started? I have a couple minutes past the hour mark, and I know that y'all's time is precious, so I want to make sure that we get all of the information and content in today in the time that you have, okay? So I'm actually going to turn my camera on. Hi, everybody. So wonderful to have you all here. It makes me so excited. Can you guys see the screen okay? Can you see me okay? Sounds like my sound is coming through all right. If for some reason my end gets choppy, I'll shut my camera off, but I wanted to at least turn it on here in the beginning. Yes, y'all, it is like back to school time, right? I see from the chat that some of you guys have kiddos that have already started school. Mine go next week. I'm going to have a fifth grader and a freshman. Oh, I'm not ready. But it's just busy, right? And then I remember like starting after Labor Day. Like, what happened to that? I absolutely loved it. I'm not ready for summer to be done, even though my kids have literally eaten everything in my house. I'm just glad that I got to spend that time with them. It goes so fast. It's so busy, right? Well, y'all, welcome to week 6. Our webinar today is building that final project and unlocking success with our amazing academic support team. As always, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is so important to us, and it's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are any aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. As a reminder, the OAC team is here to help you get content that works best for your learning style. If you have questions or want to know if this is for you, reach out directly to that incredible team, okay? So how many of y'all have watched the webinars on demand this term? Or maybe you were able to come to the live preterm and now you're back here. Or maybe for some of you, this might be your first ever webinar. Well, welcome. I am Melanie Schaub. I'm the Learning Community Gal for SNHU 107. I also teach SNHU 107. Couple of webinar reminders. You don't need a microphone or camera. They're not turned on for y'all. This is an academic space, so always be mindful of your conduct. The same applies to your classroom and SNHU Connect the Learning Community. These webinars and the little quick focus videos that I have for y'all in the learning community places and on YouTube, they're not graded. They're not required. You don't have to watch them, but hopefully they've helped you complete your assignments from week to week, and it's helped you understand like what to do and the concepts that you're covering in your course. As always, for the webinars, for the schedule, some are on demand, which means they're pre-recorded and ready every Monday on YouTube. Some of them are live. This is the last live one of the term, but it is recorded. So when I get done today, I will get it downloaded and uploaded to the First Year Experience 107 YouTube page and have it all set. Usually I have it up within a couple of hours, if not always within 24. Okay. So let's check in a little bit. So we are in week 6. Whoa. Holy smokes, right? Does anybody feel like the term just went really fast? I feel like I blinked and we're already in week 6. So y'all really only have the rest of this week, and then you have 2 weeks. So you have like 2.5 weeks left of your courses. So I like to kind of do a check-in just to double check, like, and for you to take a look at kind of your own performance this term. Like, how is the term going? If we're stuck on things or if we've fallen behind on things, have we utilized our resources? Like, have we reached out to our faculty if we are missing assignments or really struggled on some assignments to see if we can still turn them in or even maybe turn them in again, like resubmit them if we struggled? They can always say no. They can always say no. So don't you dare say that Melanie said I could do this, because that's not true. But always ask, because the answer is always no unless we ask. So advocate for your best grade. If you've fallen behind, email your instructor and be like, hey, life has happened, whatever it is. Can I get caught up? Or if I struggled on this assignment, can I maybe turn it in again? Some points are better than no points, right, y'all? Also, if you've struggled with like writing mechanics or grades, great time to use the academic support written feedback resources. Just know you have a lot of support here, okay? So double check your grades, double check your assignments, use your resources, and go after your best term. All right, everybody? So this week in week 6, you have 1 assignment. This feels so wonderful after last week, right? Week 5 was heavy. Did anybody else feel like that? You have that warm up, you have that discussion, you had your other assignment, right? Like, it was busy. And then this week it's like, oh, I just have this one thing. So you have a journal assignment like the other assignments that you've had this term. You have a template. So you can pop open that template and type right in it. Your journal assignment for this week is due by Sunday or before as convenient for your schedule. So this week's topic literally centers everything around feedback. So about your perspective on feedback, your experience with feedback. So this week's questions, just to run through them real quick. Why do you think feedback from others is important? This could be personal feedback. This could be professional, like in a work environment. This could even be school feedback and like the feedback you get from your faculty in the grade center. Okay, but like, why is it important? Why is feedback important? Question 2, what are your own perceptions regarding receiving feedback? Like, how does it make you feel? Do you maybe need to improve your reaction to feedback? Is it something you struggle with, or you feel like, you pretty much got it? For some of us, we like to get feedback. We like to know how we're doing. We like examples of how we can improve. Others, maybe we've had bad experiences and we're like, yeah, I'd rather just not know. So share your thoughts, share the details. Question 3 is to describe how you can use past feedback to inform how you would give and receive feedback now. Like, knowing the experiences that you've been through, good, bad, or in between, what would you do moving forward? And then what have you learned from those experiences? Question 4 is to describe the impact that diversity awareness has on giving and receiving feedback when you're working with others. So why is it important to be aware of diversity when we are giving feedback and working with other people, right? What problems could we run into if we're not aware of it or we don't understand diversity? Those are great questions. Use examples, use your thoughts. And then the last one, how can you use strategies for interacting with diverse groups of people as you give and receive feedback? Again, answer the questions, complete sentences, use details, use examples. And then it's due by when? Pop quiz? By Sunday or before is your schedule, right? I know y'all are not alone. Sometimes feedback, you're like, oh, but when feedback is given in such a constructive way and we understand what we can do better, but also what we can do well, it can really make a difference, right? So remember, week 6 started on Monday. This assignment is due by this Sunday or before as convenient for your schedule, okay? So switching gears a little bit. Week 6, we just have that one journal assignment. All right, everybody, that's it, due by Sunday. Next week is week 7. That is when your final project is due. I wanted to remind you that your final project is worth a significant chunk of your grade. It's worth about 200, or not about, it is worth 250 points out of the 1,000. So if you learn anything, it is to make sure you submit it, okay? I don't care how you get it done, but get it done, because it can really take your grade out if you don't get it submitted. So always get that submitted. I always tell students, if anything, turn it in for your success. You have worked on all of the concepts that you're going to cover in that final project already through the term. So there's nothing new. I wanted to just let you know that, because sometimes students are like, oh my gosh, is this like all brand new? No, it's all the concepts you've already covered. everybody. This final project is all about connecting the dots of what you have learned about, discussed, and worked on all term. So we have talked this term about our schedules, right? Like our daily life schedules, prioritizing our time or managing our time, right? We've talked about things or people, things that can or people that can interrupt our schedules, right? We've talked about all these things. We wrote an academic mission statement, remember in week 4, and those 3 short-term goals. You've done all of these pieces. So basically, you are just going to open up this final project template, type right in it. You're going to be familiar with the concepts. I always get questions, and I'll probably say this a couple of times, but I always get questions. Students are like, I feel like the questions are very similar to work we've done before. Can I just copy and paste my answers? And my answer to you is to read the questions carefully, because the concepts we've covered, the questions are very similar, but they're not exact. So it's not necessarily a copy paste situation, okay? The only part that you may have a copy paste situation is when you get to where you will share your academic mission statement and those 3 short-term goals from week 4. That appears again in the week 7 project. So if you were not recommended to make any changes for your mission statement and those 3 short-term goals, like you aced it, 100 points across the board, all you're doing is copying and pasting your mission into the template and then copying and pasting over those 3 short-term goals. And I'll talk about that again, but I want to make sure I just highlighted that. It's so important to look back on those different assignments, look at the instructor feedback in the grade center. What did they say? If you needed any changes or recommendations, use the template. I always tell students the template is there for your convenience. You can open it up, you can type right in it, right? If you want to be creative and you want to take the document and make it into something different, that's fine. Just make sure you have all pieces and parts in every single question, because I'm telling you, when students start deleting things or changing things out from the template, or they start a new document, typically they're usually missing 1 or 2 things. So if you do that, totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just know you want to make sure you have all pieces and parts in all the questions, okay? And use your resources. If you're not sure about something, get with your instructor. If you want to know are you on the right track? How's my writing look? We have the most amazing team to support your success. So y'all say hello to, where did Amy's introduction go? Hold on a second, y'all. Amy's introduction is missing. Well, Amy, I'm sorry. I don't know where it went, but Amy Pearman is here, y'all. She is here from our amazing academic support team, and she is going to share with you how to access the academic support team, what they do for y'all, the services that they do for you. Fun fact about Amy, because her slide is missing now, don't you love technology, is that she has worked with students just like you for a very long time. She also used to be a professional makeup artist, and I just love that little tidbit about her. But the biggest thing is that her and her team are here to help you and for you to be successful across your classes. So I'm going to turn the microphone to Amy. Amy, let me know when you need me to switch slides, and then I'll be back with y'all. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I want to make sure that Amy has access to all the things. Hold on just a sec. This is what happens with tech. Don't y'all love it? Hold on just a sec, y'all. Beep. Amy, I can see you. We should have access. Hold on just a sec. It says we got it. Hold on just a minute here, y'all. Bear with us, y'all. I'm going to see if I can switch it and then undo it. Well, let's see. Whoops. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Give me a second here, guys.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry.
There we go. Perfect. Let me switch back here real quick.
So sorry. And I see my introduction slide is there. It's just hidden.
Oh, I don't know. What is the deal? Let me go here. All right. Can you guys see my screen again? Everybody good? All right, Amy.
Perfect.
It's to
Sorry
you.
about that, everyone.
You are fine.
You see me talking, but not hear me. I'm glad to be back with you guys. We are in week 6. I cannot believe that we are this far into the term. It has flown by, and yes, summer is almost over. I don't even want to say that. But I'm really excited to share with you guys the ongoing support that you have from Academic Support. Just a reminder, there are 3 different ways you can find us very easily. The first way is right at the top of that bright space course where it says Academic Support right next to the Shapiro Library. You can drop down right into that. It's going to land you right on our platform page. And then a whole nother navigation will open up just for academic support. So your coaches are there and tutoring and your written feedback and all of the different things that we offer are there. The second way you can find us very easily is through your My SNHU academics page. So if you go to your My SNHU account, academics, go to support, you'll see online academic support. It's going to drop you right into our platform again. And there's also an additional link for our static resources and video resources. We have a database called the ARC. So there is also a link there for those self-serve resources. The third way you can find us is through the academic support module in every course. So just like you see on the screen, you open up that module, you'll see Get Help with Your Schoolwork. That is the link directly to our specific Academic Support Center platform. There's also links there for the Shapiro Library and, of course, the OAC. So in that module, there are 3 different avenues for support, but ours is the very top one that'll drop you right into academic support if you need content support, if you're looking for an academic coach to get you by, life's being a little rough, you want to learn how to, time manage yourself, prioritize, all of those things, we offer that as well. And you can move forward, Melanie. So just to kind of reiterate some of the services or all of these services that we offer, the ARC is that static resource that I was talking about. And I'm not sure if you can click on the screen, but it should be a live link there. If not, you can jump into the resources tab. There you go, right on our main platform. So where it says resources, it will drop you right into the ARC, which is pretty cool. Another area that we have that's really popular is the 24/7 drop-in. And the go back to that main screen, Melanie.
Hold on just a sec.
That's okay.
We are technical difficulties today, y'all. Hold on a sec here.
It's Mercury retrograde. Everything's a little wonky.
I know. Hold on. Right? I want to make sure you guys can still see my screen. Okay, there we go.
Are you there? I don't see the screen. Melanie, are you there? There we go.
There we go. Is it back?
Yes, it is back. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on just a second. I'll get it so it's big so everybody can see it.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much, Melanie. So the very first offering that is probably the easiest way to go if you want just quick self-serve database of tons of resources that you can use not just now, but throughout your degree. Jump into the ARC. It is a really cool database and always things are happening there and additions coming and lots of fun stuff. The second way and areas that are most popular are the 24/7 drop-in and the written feedback. Both of these services are just as you can imagine, 24/7, you drop in, you meet with a tutor. That particular tutor is via chat, so there's no live element to that particular service. However, it's a quick fix if you need something question answered, you want it right now, immediate, great option for that. Written feedback is a great tool if you want a second set of eyes on a paper or anything you're writing. You can upload your paper or a portion of the paper, let that particular tutor know what you want help with, what you want them to oversee, and basically they'll proofread it and kind of let you know if you're on track and where you would need some details for opportunity, you'd like to make it better. So that's a great one. It is a 12-hour turnaround. So if you know you have some time before it's due, this is a great option, that written feedback. The next options that you can jump into are scheduled support one-on-one. So we have peer tutors that are one-on-one help. They are video. There's a share screen option. There's tons of different functionality in that space. So you can literally work together with that tutor in the content that you need. The other option that we offer that's long-term is academic coaching. So if you've never had an academic coach before, they're very similar to a sports coach, your soccer coach or cheerleading coach or whatever coach you've had in the past, very similar, but they're going to work with you on skills to be a better student. So how to work with your specific study time, organization, note taking. How do you synthesize all of those projects and milestones and read the rubric and all of the things that you would need to just be better at being a student? And they are there for you for the entire duration of your degree. So you get to know them really well. They can work with you on things and kind of help you out. It's really a great tool and a service if you guys need just that little accountability partner to kind of be like, hey, Sally, did you get that in this week? Looks like you're doing great. Just that little piece of kind of confirmation, just like a coach would do. The last option for you guys, and definitely not least, is our group session option. Now we're really starting to ramp up this group session, all these options in the next coming term and this one as well. There are over 50 different sessions that you can choose from. Some of them are topic specific, some of them are course specific. But again, if you can't make that particular session, please make sure you sign up anyway, because you'll receive the recording after the fact and you can watch it at your own time, on your own, at your own pace. So that is a great option. And that link that's there on the screen will bring you to our full schedule of group sessions. There are office hours, which is kind of a drop-in format, so you can ask questions in real time, like a live tutoring situation, but you literally do not have to stay. You just boom, ask and jump right back out. Or if there's a specific concept you want to know for that particular topic. The workshop area is, the workshops themselves are kind of preset content. So if you're constantly needing help with APA citations and or formatting and or whatever, challenges you're having, those workshops are going to give you that consistent help weekly. So jump into that schedule and see what fits and what doesn't. Sign up anyway. You'll get the recordings and you can see them after. And those are the services that we do offer in academic support, and all of the services are free.
Amy, thank you so much. Before I let you go, y'all, did you see in the chat how many students are like, 24/7 tutoring was awesome for me. Written feedback was such a game changer. Like working with an academic coach has been so supportive. Like this is your reminder to listen to your other fellow students. Like I hear all the time, multiple times throughout the term in the learning community and in the classroom spaces that I teach in, like how students wish they would have used the academic support team services earlier. Because some of y'all might just be like understanding that this is like really what the services are like right now. But it's a great opportunity for you, and you can use it as long as you're an SNHU student for SNHU assignments. And so that's such a cool feature for you to just help you be your most amazing and successful student. But I always like to ask, especially Amy, because you and your team see like all these papers and all these assignments, like as students are preparing to put their final project together, which we're going to go through here in a minute, like do you have any like tips or tricks for their success that you would recommend for them?
For like a written feedback situation, or?
Yeah, yep. Like in general, like what do you think like would be a great tip for them? Like, hey, we're working on this final project. What would be like a service you would recommend, or like any advice on like putting it together?
Yep, definitely written feedback is one of those. If you're, a self-starter, you're kind of getting everything together in the middle of the week and you want to drop it off on a Wednesday or Thursday and then pick it back up, you'll get it sent to you via email and all the feedback will be there. That's an incredible option for anybody that just wants that little confirmation before they submit that final work. So absolutely. The one thing I will say is when you do upload a paper into written feedback, be very specific about what you want them to look at. So if it's punctuation, if it's APA formatting, if it's the thesis statement, if it's, the congruency of your paragraphs and how it all fits together, give them something specific to look for, and that way you'll get your questions answered and your needs met without just saying, hey, here's my paper. And they're like, well, okay. So give them a little target to hit, and that's probably my best advice for written feedback.
Perfect. Amy, thank you so much. It's so amazing to hear like all the resources that y'all have. And I love this. Heather posted in the chat. She's like, don't be embarrassed to use the provided support. And I think
Yay,
for
Heather.
yes, right? Like
Yes.
spirit fingers, high five. Because I think for all of us at some point, we're a little nervous to reach out and ask for assistance, or like we don't want to bother anybody, or we're not sure how to do it. But know that these services are here. You're already paying for them by being an SNHU student. So I always like to tell students, it's like going to that like amazing hotel with that really great waffle breakfast, you know, in the morning that you get, and like not going down to eat the waffles. You've already paid for it.
Yeah.
We are
It's
here
a
for
great
your
analogy.
success. You know, like don't miss the waffles. Remember that. Be like Melanie said, not to miss the waffles. Always reach out and use your resources, right? Like it's just so important. And these teams, these humans, these people that are here at SNHU, like we just want you to be successful. So like Amy said, there's so many services here from the academic support team. Written feedback tends to be a heavy hitter that a lot of students like to utilize, especially for their writing assignments and final projects. But she is so right. When you submit and upload that project or paper for feedback, you have to be specific on what you want that tutor to focus on, okay? And remember, they get busy. It takes at least 12 hours to get that feedback back. And if you procrastinate, put it off, where are y'all at? Where's my procrastinators? It is like an art form. It's a skill set. All of us do it at some point, y'all. I'm telling you, all of us do it, Amy and I included. If you procrastinate and it's like Sunday, let's hope that it's not you. But and you're like putting everything together because life has happened, because life was lifing, like what do you do? Have a friend or family member look that over. Read it from the end to the beginning. Just really quick tips of like things you can do just to kind of like double check your writing and things like that that are out there. Okay. So just know that that is here. So a couple reminders, know how you're graded, use that rubric. Y'all know where the rubric is, use it. Trust and use that academic success plan template. We're going to run through the example here. So if you feel confident, you don't have to stay with us. But if you want that extra knowledge and know how where everything is for week 7, I encourage you to stay. Utilize your resources. You have your instructor. They can see your grades. They are your best support person in addition to your advisors. Reach out and connect with the support services that the SNHU Academic Support team has. You have the learning community. You can go back and watch this webinar as many times as you need to. And remember, be yourself. This is your project. You're talking about your mission, your goals, like your things that you're really good at, your things that you want to work on regarding your time and resources you want to use. So be yourself and use this as kind of a roadmap for your success. So before I dive into the final project, everybody say thank you to Amy. Amy, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for bearing with us, y'all, with our tech challenges.
No problem. Thank you so much,
today.
everyone. I did throw the link to the self-serve database in the chat, so please bookmark that for future use.
Perfect. Thank you, Miss Amy. You have a wonderful rest of your week. All right, y'all. So I am going to switch to the classroom space here just really quick. Can everybody see my classroom screen? So this is SNHU 107. I did shut my camera off just to make sure that everything comes through loud and clear and you guys can hear me okay. Okay, sweet, Shane. Thank you so much. So we are in week 6, everybody. Okay. So week 6, what do we have due? Pop quiz. What did we talk about today? Oh, A plus, A plus. Yes, you have that journal assignment, the week 6 journal assignment. It centers around the topic of feedback. It's due by this Sunday or before is convenient for your schedule. Next week is module 7. Now I want to point out as a reminder, when you look into module 7, everybody, when you go to module 7, you will notice that there is a student discussion here, but notice it says non-graded. Does everybody see that? So this discussion space is here as an opportunity for you if you want. You can ask questions related to the final project. You could share tips for how you put it together, or if there's things you wanted to share about the term, like, hey, I learned this, or I loved this. That is where you would put those questions and those thoughts, okay? You do not have to do anything, but if you feel inclined and want to put something in here, you certainly can. But it is absolutely positively not graded, but a reminder to absolutely not submit any pieces or parts of your final project underneath that discussion area. Okay, everybody, does that make sense? I just wanted to point out that you will see a discussion, but it is not graded. You don't have to do anything with it, but if you want to say something, you can. Okay. Your module 7, everything centers right here underneath this create an academic success plan. I always remind students, you guys have heard me say it before, always review all the information. So when you pull that up, it's going to give you a reminder about why you're doing this and the directions of what you're doing. It's going to list all the questions you're going to be answering. It always puts it there. And then underneath what to submit, if you click on this blue gets you where you want to go, right, y'all? Academic Success Plan template. If you click on that, it opens up the template that you type in, just like templates you've used all term long. Everybody with me so far? I want to point out, underneath supporting materials, you will see it says document project template. This is the exact same document as academic success plan template. I don't know why they're named two different things. They are, but they're the exact same document. So don't stress, use either one of them. But the biggest thing I want to mention to y'all is you have an actual example for this project that is posted under module 7 that you can open up and review that gives you a wonderful foundation and framework for how you should be putting together your own project. Okay, everybody? That is this project example. So I'm going to run through that with you. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you, make sure you review this project rubric. So like scroll through it, know how you are going to be graded. All right. So when you click on that project example, it's going to pull up a PDF document that looks like this. Can everybody see my screen okay? I just want to check the chat just real quick. Make sure everybody can see stuff okay. All right, perfect. Sounds like we're good, right? Sound still coming through okay? Awesome. Just like to do a double check. Okay, perfect. So everybody can see this, which is awesome. I might see, you know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can make it maybe just a little bit bigger, if that helps y'all. I don't know about you, but I like larger text. So when you open up your template assignment, it's blank, just like other template assignments. You will literally open it up and you'll type right in it. I want to caution you, do not copy and paste any version of this example. It'll flag an academic integrity issue faster than you even want to know about it, okay? But it's here to give you an idea of what yours should look like. This project is not perfect. I'm going to tell you that right now, but it is definitely a work and it's awesome. And I think it gives you a really great idea of what yours should look like. So question 1, identify a problem solving technique or method you've used in a previous situation and explain how it helped you. How might different problem solving methods be used differently in diverse cultures or fields of work? And how can effective problem solving help you in your academic journey? So notice that one question has like 3 parts, right? So this student chose to use the bullet method. If you want to use numbers or you want to write different paragraphs, whatever you want to do, just make sure you answer all pieces and parts of the questions, okay? They use bullets just to make it easy, and you'll notice they write in complete sentences and they answer each question and make sure they give details, okay? Question 2, identify your learning style and explain how knowing or learning about your learning style this term has helped support your success through SNHU 107. So everybody remembers their learning style or styles, right? For many of us, we're a variety of learning styles. So you wanted this student, again, listed the learning style. They're a read-write learning style. And then they explained like how it helped them. So they learned how they could study best and prioritize their time. They learned they have to write things down and take notes, and it helped them keep on top of stuff. Okay, used examples, answer the questions. Question 3, remember when we learned about the 5 successful habits of an SNHU student, that little infographic, that little graphic image? Go back to that, take a look at it, because you would want to identify which of the 5 successful habits, meaning have at least 2. Whenever it's plural, have at least 2. If you want to list more, totally fine, but you want to identify at least 2 of the 5, or you can go to all of them if you want, but which one of them has been most helpful for you and explain why. So like this student picked logging in early and reaching out for help and then explained both of them. Okay. Question 4, explain how you will stay on track in your courses and overcome interruptions that may impact your schedule. So this student, what works for them might be different for you, but what works for them is they're going to make a to-do list for each week that shows them what they're doing. And they also want to work with their advisor And they also set this goal that they want to have assignments done by each Friday so they can spend time with their friends and family on the weekend. And this student realized that their biggest interruptions tends to be the tiny humans that are in their house when they're home. And they are going to plan to work on assignments like before they go into work, or those kids are up, or when they're asleep. So is this helpful so far? Does this make sense with like kind of how to put this together, how to answer the questions? Again, I love to be able to review this and then kind of plug yourself into it. Like, how would you answer that question? And that makes putting together this final project a breeze, I feel like. Okay, so question 5, choose 2 SNHU resources. So remember, what are SNHU resources? People, places, departments here at SNHU, right? So you're going to pick at least 2, and then 2 social supports. What are those social supports? Remember, people, places, organizations, things outside of the university. So 2 for each category. You want to pick them and explain how they're going to help you and achieve your mission and goals and prioritize your time, why they're key for your success. So you'll notice the student broke this down. SNHU resource, they chose their instructor. And look at that, academic support is listed in here. And this is an actual student paper, y'all. So they chose their instructor and explained why. They chose the academic support team and explained why. And then they picked their social support, so their partner and their best friend. Okay, same thing there. Now, 6 and 7. This is where, remember when I said back in week 4, you wrote a personal academic mission statement and you wrote 3 short-term goals, right, everybody? This is where, if you didn't have any recommended changes, you got 100% in these areas, then this is where you want to just copy and paste your work from module 4. Reminder, make sure you post all pieces and parts of your academic mission statement, because sometimes when we're copying and pasting, we miss a sentence or 2. It happens all the time. And then list those 3 short-term goals. So you'll notice they have goal 1, goal 2, and goal 3, okay? Make sure you double check if you did have some recommendations for revisions or edits for your mission statement or your goal. Go back and look at what your instructor left for you for feedback in the grade center and make those changes. I will tell you, when I grade this project, I pull up previous assignments like the module 4 assignment and look to see if I wanted anything to be edited or added or taken out, or if anything was missing, and I grade it against this. Okay, so I'm looking for those changes, right? Okay, number 8, describe the importance of setting goals on your academic journey. This student explained why setting goals was important to them. Question 9, explain how you're going to stay motivated to achieve your goals and mission statement based on what you've learned in STEAM 107. And I like the way this is worded. Like for this student, they learned that they're their biggest motivator. They have to make a to-do list. They have to use those SNHU resources, like checking with their advisor every other week. They even made like a small little reward system, like going out to eat as a family to celebrate each class they pass, like just things that'll keep you motivated. Sometimes students are like, wow, I didn't even think about that. That's such a good idea. But think about yourself, what you've learned, what you need, and how you can keep moving forward, right? Question 10, explain why an awareness of diversity is beneficial to giving and receiving feedback when you're working with others. Looks familiar to what we just talked about here in week 6, right? Question 11, explain why it is important to take ownership, be vulnerable, ask for help, and have an open mind to achieve your goals. So this student just explained, like, I learned that being vulnerable is actually a strength. You know, I always thought that being vulnerable or asking for help showed that I was weak. When you need help, it's encouraged to ask for help. Having an open mind lets you see other people's perspectives. So I'm doing my best to keep an open mind. Okay, so uses details, writes in complete sentences, personal to them. Last question, question 12. Explain what your biggest takeaway was from this course. A takeaway is kind of like the top lesson that you learned, or the biggest thing that you're going to carry with you. For this student, it was like the SNHU wants them to be successful on their academic journey. There's a lot of resources and they feel comfortable being able to use them. When you do this final project for Module 7, it is due the Sunday of Module 7 or before, as convenient for your schedule. I always talk about this assignment early as a way to have you open it up, start looking at it, work on it in chunks or in pieces, then it doesn't feel so overwhelming. I've also encouraged students that if it works better for you to print off that template and then handwrite it in and then go back and type it, awesome. For other students, sometimes students like to open this up in that Word document in the template and then use the dictate tool so you can speak and it types. It will not make things grammatically correct, so double check all your stuff. But those are just some options, because sometimes when you pull up like a longer document like this, it can feel a little bit overwhelming. So know that you've already covered the concepts. You've already worked through these questions. You just have to put it all together. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. And I'm going to flip on my camera really fast. Hey, everybody. What are our questions? How do we feel? Like, do we feel comfortable with Module 6? That's this week. You have that one journal assignment due by Sunday or before is convenient for your schedule. Next week, Module 7. Module 7, you have an optional discussion. You don't have to do anything with it because it's not graded, but you can provide your thoughts and opinions. And then you have your final project that we just went over that is due by Sunday or before. Okay, Natasha, I see you have a question. Go ahead and type it. How do we feel? Does this help? Did this help kind of like break down the assignment? Know where to find anything? Know where to find the example? Oh yeah, the dictate option. What's your question? Where to find it? I'm going to pull it up for you. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'll show you guys where to find this. So if you have Microsoft Word and you open up a blank document, okay? And remember, as an SNHU student, you get Office 365 for free, right? So you can get all these tools. So when you open up a blank document up here, you would click on dictate and it'll connect with your microphone and like your laptop or your computer. And then you can just speak and it'll type it directly for you. Okay, so let me try it. Let me see if it'll let me do it when I'm doing this. So hello, SNHU students. So see, there you go. This is what it looks like. Shut it off now. But notice it's not going to put in like the commas and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's still going. We're going to shut that off. But that is how that works. Does that make sense? Was that helpful to kind of see that dictate tool? A lot of students didn't even know that was there. And I love that option because sometimes I just need to get my thoughts out and then I can go back and grammatically clean things up, right? So I wanted to show you guys that. Okay, it sounds like we're feeling good. Oh, did you guys not see it? Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Let me share my screen again. All right. Is my screen back up now? Let me make sure. Let me make sure it's back up and I'll show you the dictate tool again. Everybody's it's back up, right? Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to show you again. So go to your Word document. Remember again, Office 365 for free as an SNHU student. And it's up here at the top. Can y'all see that? Right here. And you just literally click on it. Click on dictate. And then you can just talk and it'll type right for you. So that's how we do that, okay? Did that help? Did you guys see that this time? Again, for your final project, you don't just copy and paste. There are sections, like if you got 100% on your mission statement and those 3 short-term goals and didn't have any changes, that is 2 places, that question I think 6 and 7, where you can copy and paste your mission statement and copy and paste those 3. Make sure you have all your goals carried over in all pieces and parts of your mission statement. Okay, that's usually the place where copy and paste happens. The other questions are very similar to all the concepts you've covered and similar to assignments, but they are not exact. So if you go back to like week 2 where we talked about like your time and prioritize and you just copy and paste something over, you might not answer all pieces and parts of the question. So make sure you're reviewing what the question is asking you and then answer it appropriately. Does that help answer that? Does that kind of clarify that? I know that that can be kind of confusing because students are like, wait, these questions seem very similar. 100%, they're very similar, but they're not exact. So make sure you read the question and then you go ahead and answer that. And if like you need to update your mission statement because you changed your major, just send your faculty a quick note. Be like, hey, my mission statement was all set to go. I changed my major a little bit, so I might edit it. They'll work with you on that. Okay, like don't panic about that little kind of stuff. That is common. Sometimes I'll have students that were undecided and then throughout the term they figured out what they want to do and they'll just update that and add it in. Just make sure you still have all the pieces and parts, okay? All right, what other questions? Anything else? Let me know. So this was helpful, right? We feel better. We know what to do for week 6. We feel prepared for week 7. So what I will do is I will download this when we get done here recording, and then I will upload it to the First Year Experience YouTube page. That way you guys have all the things that you need, and I'm going to pop those links in here just real quick. So remember, The webinars, you just click on that link. It'll take you to all the webinars that have been loaded for the term. And the week 6, just look for week 6. It'll be here in just probably a few hours, if not within 24 hours. And then week 7 and week 8, you'll have webinars for too, okay? All right, y'all, sounds like that's it for today. If you need anything or have questions, please let me know. Heather, I'll take your team's question just real quick. Let me know what that might be. And then everybody else, have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, perfect. You can email me too. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Amy, thanks again for being with. Thanks for bearing with us with tech issues. We had lots of moving parts today. Super appreciative. And just remember, y'all, you're going to be closing in on the finish line. So keep going, keep working hard, and just remember, you 100% got this, and we're super excited for you. So bye, y'all. Have a great rest of your week.